If you just want to get started, everything you need to know is in this page right here. The rest of this video will be a slightly more in-depth explainer about how and why you're doing certain things, so that you can more confidently navigate around DOSBox. But if you just want to get started playing games, everything is on here. The first thing we need to do to get this running is mount a location on our computer to DOSBox. Mounting basically means that DOSBox has a set of locations, like DOSBox has a C drive, much like your computer does, but the DOSBox C drive is not the same as your C drive until you set it to be that way. And that's what mounting is for. So the first thing I would do is locate the folder where your DOS games are. For me, I just have it in the top level of my C directory. This is the location where you're going to be mounting DOSBox's C drive to make it easy. All you need to do is type mount c:/DOS. Specifically, this means we are going to mount the C drive of DOSBox to this location on our PC. Once you hit enter, it'll give you this message, and to switch to the C drive, because we're in the kind of default Z drive right now, all you have to do is do C:, and now we are in C drive. Specifically, this folder that I have set to be DOSBox's C drive. Now, technically, this on the left and this on the right are the same thing. They're displaying the same location on the computer, except the one on the right is showing it in a visual way, and the one on the left is just showing it through text. So the way that we actually see what is in this folder in DOSBox is to use our second command, which is dir. That stands for directory. A directory is kind of an older term for a folder. So you just hit directory, and oh god, you get this whole big list of things. And if it very quickly becomes unwieldy if you have too many folders or items in a folder. So in order to deal with this, or to make this easier, you can type directory/W, that's W for wide, and that will display everything in a much easier to digest wide list, and you can fit a lot of items onto here. This is kind of the default that I go with just because it makes things much easier to read. So how do we actually get into one of these folders to play one of the games? That is with our last command, that is cd. That stands for change directory. So let's say I want to play the game Arctic Baron, and I want to go to this folder. All I do is type cd arctic-1. The reason there's a tilde is because DOS cuts off folder names at 8 characters and simply replaces everything after the 6th character, if there's more than 8, with this tilde and a 1. The tilde means that there is more characters after that and that it's been shortened, and the number is there in case the shortened folder name overlaps with something else. For instance, you can see I have an Arctic-1 and an Arctic-2 because we have Arctic Baron and Arctic Fox. So those both get cut off just at the point where it says Arctic, but they're different, so it arranges it by the order that it's placed in the folder, 1 and 2. So we want to play Arctic Baron, but we can go to Arctic Fox by simply going to number 2. We can look inside with the directory. Now, if we want to move back one level, because we want to play Arctic Baron and not Arctic Fox, all we have to do is type cd period. And that takes us back to our directory here. So let's go to Arctic Baron. Now, all we need to do to run the game is simply to type the name of the program that is the game itself. Now, not all DOS games are going to use standard file extensions. Some of them are going to be .exe, like you're probably used to. Some of them are going to be .com. They might not always be named the name of the game. So what I would recommend is to just look through the folder of the game on your PC and just try to find the odd one out. In this case, it looks like start.exe is the game itself. So all we need to do is type start, and we're playing Arctic Baron. Now, there's something you can do to make all of this way easier for yourself. So remember all that mounting and switching directory stuff we did at the start? You can actually set that up to be automatic every time you open up the program. So you're going to find the DOSBox folder in your local app data folder. App data is hidden by default, so I would check show hidden items. The full path would be this PC users your user app data local DOSBox. Then go to the config file. I don't think it matters which one, but I'd rather go with the latest release. This is going to open the default options that DOSBox opens with, so video things, full screen, the resolution, and you can change all of these, but for the purposes of running the autoexec, you're going to scroll down right to the bottom, and you're just going to type the exact same commands that you did to mount your drive. Save that. And then the next time you open your DOSBox, it will automatically run these commands. And if you'd like, you can even set it to run a specific game or open to a more specific folder. This is just if you want to browse your entire DOS library when you start up. I hope this was useful. Thanks.